Hello and welcome to the Power Up Talk Show, a talk show where we bring together community leaders and inspirational people that are making a difference in our world. I am Sandy Spady, your host, and welcome to the journey of Power Up Talk Show. Today I'm going to introduce my fabulous guest, Jeremy Wilhelm with Wilhelm Mortgage,
Yep.
right? I said this, right? He is just the biggest, nicest, sweetest, and I'm not just saying that. He has a big heart for everyone, and he treats his customers like they are the only person. And so I was going to just share the greatness of Jeremy Wilhelm. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Sandy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome. Jeremy.
Yes.
Let's talk about you.
Okay. Least favorite thing to do, but that's okay.
Oh,
Let's
no,
do
no.
it.
This is great. We're
Let's
going to
do
do it. Tell us what made you start off with your own, mortgage company. It's not easy. Just share the world like a little bit about Jeremy, professionally, personally,
Yeah.
who you are and where you are now.
Love
right?
that. Well, there's a lot of
Journey.
questions in that, the journey,
I
right?
know you got 20 minutes.
So,
That's
we'll
my
slim
first
it down
question.
real quick.
Yes.
Grew up with a single mom. Have a great relationship with my dad now, so very blessed for that. Both parents just amazing human beings as a whole, but wasn't always easy growing up. But how Wilhelm Mortgage kind of started as a cool story. The scenario wasn't so cool, but COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm now almost 41 at the time. My mom said, we're going to take you anywhere you want for your 40th birthday. Where do you want to go? Well, when you're thinking about that, I don't know if when you guys have ever gotten a question like that, I'm immediately thinking Italy, Greece, but then I'm like, that's kind of like romantic. I don't really know if I want to be there with my mom.
Yes.
Right? So she threw out Israel, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a great plan. So we were in Israel the week COVID started. I was in a retail company at the time, had owned my own brokerage prior, and we just got burnt out of the business for the most part. And so we sold that company. I went and started at retail at a place called Caliber Home Loans. And quite honestly, I am in Israel at dinner, and rates had plummeted, if people recall that first week of COVID. Rates had plummeted. I had a massive amount of clients reach out to me. And because we did not have the capabilities of helping all those people all at once, basically, in a nutshell, I was given a choice to have exceptions for a client each day. Well, I needed an exception for like 40. And I wasn't getting that. So for me, I'm always client-centric, and my mom's a business owner, entrepreneur too. So for her being there with me, I told her it was a total godsend. Because I'm thinking like this is skies falling type situation. She's like, let's pivot, and why don't you just start your own thing? Which I thought was psychotic.
Mama knows best.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this. We've done it before. She's like, you don't need to have as many as employees. Just bring your team with. So I'm blessed. It all happened on a napkin, literally at dinner. There might have been some wine too, very good wine. And Wilhelm Mortgage was created literally after that, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life.
Yes.
It's been awesome.
Tell us the journey of that, right? You're taking that first step. I tell women every day in my Women with Voices, like, take the first step. You can't go forward until you take that first step. What was your first step?
Oh man, first step was,
Multiple.
was quitting when
Yes.
I got back.
Wow.
Because I couldn't start a company with having my license at another company. So it was a lot of grace from my referral partners, from my clients, because I literally had people in my pipeline that I said, I will make sure we find a place for your loan. But the first step literally was quitting. Next step was just having friends and people in the business and contacts, because so many people helped me. The coaching company that I'm coached with helped me. I will never forget the day that I got this call. It was my coaching call day. My coach Ryan goes, the usual, hey, Wilhelm, how you doing today? And I wasn't doing good. Yeah. Like, I'm talking bad. Yeah. And I start talking to him and just vomiting not good things. And he has never swore at me except for this one time. And he said, will you shut the F up? Did you think it was going to be easy starting a mortgage company in the middle of a global pandemic?
Yeah.
And that was like one of those turning points where we're so hard on ourselves, right?
Yes.
And God is good.
Yeah.
And so that day changed the trajectory of a lot of stuff.
Nice.
And it was awesome. Like from that, I'm like, you know what? It's not going to be easy. Yeah. Nothing's easy. Yes. If it is, everybody would be doing it. Yeah. So that really helped me mentally get to a place where I'm like, okay, this is going to suck, but the end result is good.
Yeah. So you got to stand the prize, right?
100%.
You know, when you work for yourself, you might work extra hard at the beginning or do extra or have to do more, but it's for you.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
You know, the one thing I always tell people too, and I can't remember who told me this, but it was one of those profound statements that I'm like, that's great. You don't always have to love what you do, but if you love the result, it's worth it.
Yes.
So if you don't love what you do and you don't love the result, move on.
When I worked for the Greater Omaha Chamber, I met with so many young entrepreneurs or business. They work for corporate, and it's like they were making great money. I'm making great money. But he's like, I don't see my wife. I'm never, when I come home, I'm crabby. I take it home with me, and I'm like, is it worth it? You know, not always is money worth it. You have to love what you do.
100%.
Because you marry it, right? You marry your work.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you stand out from other mortgage companies? And I know you do, but everyone has something special. Or what would you say your magic sauce is with your mortgage company? Because I know what it is. I just want to see what he says.
Oh, that's easy. Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just our process as a whole, I view things more holistic. Mm-hmm. I feel like so many people, especially the real estate market as a whole right now, everybody's fast. We can get this through a click of a button and you're pre-approved. Lenders and everybody want to push people through things in a quick slam bam. And I feel like that's doing people such a huge disservice because we're building the biggest financial debt they'll ever have. That's terrifying doing it on a DEFCON 6 level.
Yeah.
Why would we want to do that? Can we move fast? Shoot, we can move as fast as they want to move. But should we always move that fast? I mean, let's sit down, let's talk about game plans. So when you say what makes you different, we do live. I always tell people that. We do live. Well, what's that mean? We do live phone applications. We don't send people to online applications, which I don't even know how to fill out my own online application with 100% accuracy. How can I expect you to when you buy a house, 5-7 times in your life, max?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So plus, we wonder why everybody's unloyal. Well, let's just send them to a place where they can find a bazillion other lenders.
Yeah.
I want someone to have a live human being that they can ask questions to and have someone answer them, right? And then we require face-to-face. Let's get back down to the basics.
Let's go back to face-to-face.
It's not rocket science.
I know it.
So I mean, when rates were in the 8s, we had some of the best months we've ever had. Why? Because I'm actually talking to you face-to-face and showing you the difference of why it is actually a great time to buy, even when rates are high.
Yes.
And we're refinancing all those people right now.
Wow.
So, if you do things the right way and have a plan, so I want to build wealth. One of the quickest ways to build wealth is through real estate.
I know.
It isn't overnight.
Yeah.
But if you follow the plan, it works.
Ooh,
I mean, yeah. I bet if you talk to your parents and ask them what one of the biggest financial investments they have, what are they going to say?
Home.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'd say that definitely sets us apart.
And I feel what sets you apart too is that you really explain, right? You really know your. Yeah, I might have swore. You know it. Like, you know more. You're not just a mortgage company. You are a man full of knowledge that can help me understand. Because the most average person, I think, aren't professional mortgage people, right? I'm like, what's that? What's that mean? But you explain. So we're in a networking group together, and he always just explains what's going on now. And I think that's what scares a lot of people with finance and mortgage and everything, is like things are changing so fast. But when you explain it and you let everyone know in a simple way, really, that we can all understand, how do you like to educate your customers?
Just understanding and asking the right questions, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, I've changed a lot of things in just even a short period of time. I always tell everybody, I'm just trying to be 0.5% better than I was yesterday, right? We're not perfect. We are not robots. But if we learn to do things the right way and adapt to different situations. So what I mean by that is my meetings were lasting about an hour to an hour and 20. And my coach is like, well, what are you doing up front? Why are they taking so long? But guess what? I was going through the same process with the same clients. And guess what? The process for you might not be the same process for her. So we like to identify fears, concerns, questions up front so that then I can have something that's more holistic, catered to that client. And then we're handling things in 45 to 60 minutes. And it's a very in-depth 45 to 60 minutes. We're going to go over pillars that I feel are very important that everybody should know, that nobody brings up when you're doing things online or quick pre-approval. Do you know what I mean?
So true.
That's where we really differentiate ourselves.
And so when you find out their fears or their concerns beforehand, is that through a phone call, or do you have like a questionnaire that kind of helps to kind of ask the right questions, or how do you do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. My team will usually ask some of those up front in the application call. I've been fired from taking application calls because I'm not good at that. Chelsea and Ellie said that I'm no longer allowed to do that. So I'm sorry, everybody. I do not take the applications. My amazing team does, but they are amazing. And I can't get the right things on those phone calls. So they've officially fired me from that piece, but they will ask those questions. And then when the client comes in, I'll ask them to reiterate too as well. What I talked with my client yesterday, it was totally different than what I talked to the client today that I met with.
It's really uniquely made for the client.
Right.
And everyone has different, fears and ambitions and
Yeah,
goals.
100%.
It's like you cannot do a one-stop shop.
No.
Like people,
and you can't do
it's
this.
the same. No, it's not.
And you can't do this over email and text either.
Yes. Old
just
school
doesn't
right
work.
here. Old school, bringing it back right here
That's what's up.
today.
That's what's up.
Yes. So as far as Jeremy, I know a couple of your amazing nonprofits that you love. Because
Yeah.
I also love them.
Yeah.
But what? Tell me about a couple of your nonprofits that you love and what you do, because I know I had one of your amazing Michelle Hurt on with her Chariots for Hope.
Nice. We love the Hurts.
We love them.
Yeah.
Share with the world your heart.
Oh, man.
And it's big, but let's just do a little bit.
Where's the tissues at, man?
Yeah.
It won't be a show
know,
with me
I
on it if
should've
I don't
bought the
cry.
tissues.
I'm
I
too.
should've.
Yeah.
He loves what he does.
Yeah, I might be a little bit emotional on that stuff. I just feel like the community is, no matter where you're at, I mean, I don't care if it's Nebraska or wherever, I feel like our communities give so much to us for what we do. I mean, I'm in the real estate business, so I mean, real estate in a city is a make or break for the most part of how that city is and how people are, right? We are so blessed here in Omaha and surrounding areas. Like this is one of my favorite communities. I moved around a lot. I don't even know how many times. I would bet 9 to 12 times before I was 18, probably. So I know how important it was, and I didn't actually get a bedroom in a house. I want to say we got our first house when I was in 4th grade. So it's a big deal.
Wow.
Right?
That is a big deal.
Yeah. So for me, giving back is a part of what is on our responsibility, right? So if God put me in the place I'm in now to make the income I can make, I need to be able to give back and make a difference. So to the Hurts, yeah, that one, I think I just saw Chris too on the show as well. And Chris mentioned meeting them right after one of their first car donations. And I feel like I was actually at that same meeting he's referencing, because I know I met them about 7-8 years ago. And their heart is just amazing, right? It's on fire.
Huge.
Yeah, huge. And what I like is they teach people how to fish. It's not like, we're just handing the keys to a car to someone on the street. They're teaching them how to budget, how to know what a car functions even are, what check engine lights are. They're teaching them how to do job interviews, how to be better humans. I mean, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And
that's Chariots for Hope.
Yeah, it's Chariots for Hope. So those guys.
They give cars to those in need, but like he said, it's more than cars.
Oh, it's way more
also
beyond the car.
That's just part of it. Just things to let them grow personally and professionally.
Yeah.
So check them out.
I've seen success beyond words with those people. We've sponsored over 13 car giveaways.
Wow. How does that work when you sponsor?
So you pay a certain amount of money to sponsor, and basically what that is you're sponsoring a 1-year warranty on the car.
Oh, nice.
You're sponsoring the repairs on the car to get it ready to be donated. And I tell you what, if you haven't seen a blessing for Chariots for Hope, that is something that it's pretty powerful.
Yes. It's things we take for granted.
100%.
All of us have a car. We can go to work.
Mm-hmm.
We can go to McDonald's. We can do what we want. But when you don't have a car, it's hard to even survive, right?
Yeah, we had one of the sponsorships we did was a powerful woman. She was a single mom. She was displaced by Katrina, was in Houston, literally came to Omaha with pretty much the shirt on her back and shoes on her feet with her baby little girl. And I tell you what, it's hard to even talk about the story. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Chariots changed her life. And it's awesome. Like, that's what it's all about, right?
Changing lives.
It's awesome.
I wish we are in a networking group with Michelle, the founder of Chariots for Hope. And the way she explains her nonprofit, I wish I hear it, I can just like almost say it, but I'm not going to do it justice. But it's really, it's all about, faith, right? Faith and how, when you give back to others, that's what matters in this world. And I think that's what's so great about Omaha community. I have done a lot of nonprofits. I love nonprofits, working for many chambers in 3 decades. I said 3. You see the importance of nonprofits. They need that support, that help. And yet you see how much others need them. Mm-hmm. And the graces that falls with all of that. So what is there another one? I know.
There's a bunch of them. I mean, one of my favorites, Grief's Journey. Cliff McAvoy. He is one of my favorite humans on the planet. He was at Kids Can, which we're big supporters of too as well. But Grief's Journey, I fell in love with just because I'm a huge Cliff fan. So Cliff's like, I'm at Grief's Journey now. I'm like, talk to me about it. It used to be the old Teddy Bear Hollow.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they took that and they warped it into a whole bunch. So it's for adults and kids. So it's about grieving, right? A lot of people don't know how to grieve. Yeah. It's not just the kids, the adults. Yes. And Cliff's story is pretty powerful. So he's someone I think would be amazing on here, to be honest with you.
You have to connect me.
Yeah, I will. But Grief's Journey is amazing. So they're one of our charities. We basically take a portion of every loan proceeds we do, and we donate back to those charities. So
that's pretty cool. I'm gonna wow. And as a business, not all businesses do that, but it really shows your commitment to community, right? Mm-hmm. Businesses that give back cares about their community, right? And they care about people,
right?
All right, let's talk about Jeremy. Okay, you're newlywed. Like, has it been 2 years, 3 years now? How long?
Like a year. What is it? 7, 8? Year and a half. year and a half. Year and a half.
Yes.
Year and a half. Yeah.
That
awesome.
Is so beautiful. And
it really.
Wayne, the photographer, did great pictures. What is it different? Like being single from married? Like what is the what's the greatness?
You're talking to the guy who said I'd never get married.
I know.
I didn't really understand how people could get married, to be honest with you, until I met my wife.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Gosh, emotional roller coaster up here with your questions. Amy changed my life. I'm a better human being because of her, for 100%. Now I understand how people get married when you find the right one.
Find the right one.
Be patient. It is okay to not be married and have kids at a certain age.
Yes.
I cannot reinforce that.
Because there's plenty of kids to adopt. Too.
Yeah, that too.
Absolutely.
100%. So yeah, I'm having a blast. Nice. It has been the best year and a half of my life. I'm not gonna lie, I need to spend some time with friends. I just love my wife. Yeah. I'm like, I want to go home and see my wife.
That's beautiful.
She just did a medical mission trip and she was gone for 11 days. And I'm like, this is gonna be some bachelor time.
Yeah.
It was by day 2, 3, I'm like, okay, I mean, this is boring. By 10, I'm starting to get annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's get back.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, before a husband, you were a dog.
Dog dad?
Dog dad, yeah.
Yeah, you know what we are now?
What?
Dinkwads.
What's it?
Have you heard of this?
No, I think it sounds fun. What is it?
I just heard this from my wife. Or a client told me, one or the other, I can't remember. She's probably going to be like, that was me, babe. Actually, it was because one of her patients told her this. Okay. You've heard of dinks. You heard of dinks?
I don't know. I don't
Dual
think so.
income, no kids.
Oh, okay. Now I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have any kids.
Okay.
So we have dogs. So we're dinkwads. Dual income, no kids with dogs. Can't make this
That
up.
is
I was like, that's
funny
hilarious.
stuff.
I was like, that's hilarious. I really
Well,
like that. It's funny.
yes.
Yeah.
Because you have 2 dogs.
We have 2 big dogs, yes.
And they're amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And you love them. So it's like a
the
starter,
best.
right?
Yeah.
It's a starter, and then you can get a wife, and then
Yeah,
whatever else comes.
Ryker and Rayne. They're American Bullies. They're big, about 100 pounds. They're big beasts, but they're big babies.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen a couple pictures on his Instagram, too. You can check it out. I'm sure you have your dogs on there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know this might be something I know it's dear to your heart, but I think there's a lot of people in our audience that have grown up with a single parent, right? Mm-hmm. As someone watching out there, what advice or what can you share with them? Because I know your mom is so special to you, and I think it's just beautiful. What advice or what can you share with the audience about growing up after, with this one parent for a lot of years? And you said now, recently, Lee, your dad, and you're really close again. But I know you have so much respect for your mom. What can you share with the audience about that journey with your being a single, single parent for quite a few years growing up? And there could be someone out there right now that's like, that's me. What can you share with them about that journey?
Man, my mom and I we didn't always see eye to eye, right? I mean, I'd have a blast at my dad's in the summer, and then I'd come back, and I know I'd be probably not the best of kids. So I would tell them, I mean, no matter how your kids treat you now, because it's probably not easy, right? Yeah. And everybody else, especially now with phones and social media and all the stuff, what you see on social media isn't always what it is in closed doors, right?
Absolutely.
So just because they have all this stuff and all the things doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. But my mom's and my relationship now is like the best it's ever been. Yeah. So I would tell them just to power through it, and have the faith that your relationship with your children will be amazing. Sometimes it takes longer than what they'd want it to be. But as an adult now, I wish I knew what I knew now. How many times people say that?
All
right?
the time.
Yeah. So it's like there were annoying things and things I disliked, and probably hated my mom at times that I would say things that you don't feel are right.
Yeah.
But you realize how hard they work and how much they basically sacrificed for you. And that's my dad's side too, man. Yeah. I mean, you said recently, but I have a great relationship with my dad for a while. It was tough though, because I was in Massachusetts, he was in North Dakota, so I only really got to see him in the summers, which really sucked. Yeah. But relationships will build as time progresses. And
I don't think anyone out there, with divorced parents or single parents or going through that transition, it's not easy. But you just always just believe and just be there for each other.
100%.
And I was terrible as a kid too. I mean, my mom, I was the youngest of 6 kids. I was the one staying out late and getting in trouble.
Yep.
And she loves me today.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I would love to talk about, you inspire a lot of people. You really have inspirational words. You support everyone that you speak with. You would do anything for anyone. Who inspires Jeremy?
Ooh.
I know you have a list because you're an amazing person, so you're going to have those. But like, who really, looking back either at childhood or today, like you're going to have different inspirations, but one person that you could think of that really inspired you to be who you are today?
Oh, I mean, that's my grandpa on my dad's side, definitely. Mm-hmm. He, from an entrepreneurial standpoint, man, Big D was the real deal.
I love that.
He walked with a swagger from the time I can remember. He just changed the room dynamics. He'd be friends with anybody. Like a lot of how I am is because of watching him. Yeah. And he's the real deal, man. I'm not kidding. I wish he was alive so bad right now, but it's because he never saw me own a company or anything like that, which was tough. Actually, he did see me open the private mortgage group. I take that back, but he wasn't in very good shape at that time. Yeah. But yeah, if you were to say one person, but I mean now, like the coaching that I get, that's what I was gonna, my coach is, definitely my mentor would be my coach right now. He's amazing.
And the other question I want to ask is that as a male, I know women, we get coaches all the time, but I think at some point, I think male, or maybe that's just my perception, it could be false, that to jump in and get a coach, right? A male coach. What is it that made you decide, like, I'm going to do this, I'm doing it?
So I've had a coach for a long time. I mean, my first coach was a female coach.
Yeah.
Actually, my first coach was my mom.
Absolutely.
For real. Everybody's like, what do you need a coach now? You're successful, you've got plenty of contacts. I bring it back to the time where I was like a C and D student in high school. I was doing my homework in my bedroom, and Mama Sherry basically said, we're not doing that anymore, and you're gonna do it in the kitchen where I can see you doing your homework, and then poof, I'm B's and A's.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yes.
guess what? I haven't changed.
Yes.
I mean, if it's up to me, it's gonna be
Yeah, I'm the same person.
I can't do that. So
Yes.
I need structure, I need processes, I need people to tell me what to do, to be perfectly honest with you, and I'm okay admitting that.
Yeah, I think all of us need that accountability partner, or that coach that sees what we don't see, or reminds us of things we could do better.
Right.
I love that you've had a coach for all these years, and
Long
your mother
time.
was the first coach.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah, my first coach, I want to say, was 08 or 09.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Everyone needs a coach. I have a coach. He has a coach. Get a coach. It
Yeah.
makes your life easier.
Yeah.
Okay, my quick question, and then I want to ask just a fun thing, because
Yeah.
I like a fun question.
Yeah.
What's the first drive-in movie you went to?
Okay, so you did say you were gonna bring that up, and I was like, I think it's I was pretty sure it's Days of Thunder, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, actually, Days of Thunder wasn't actually movie theater. Man, I struggle with this one. It could, honestly, I think it could be The Goonies. Like, I think
Yes.
I could have seen The Goonies. I'm not 100% though, or it would have been a Disney movie. But I can see it being The Goonies. Like, I'm visualizing the vehicle I was in.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah,
It.
I love driving movies.
I
haven't
love
been
it.
one in ages, and I heard we have one
Yes, we
outside
do.
of town.
Yeah,
I
we
need to
do.
go
It's
check
great.
that out.
Awesome. Thank you for being my guest.
Absolutely,
I
this is
just
fantastic.
want everyone to know, how can they get a hold of Jeremy?
Several different ways, but like I said, we do it live, so you can hit me up on my cell phone anytime, 402-210-8352, or online, www.jeremywilhelm.com, and that's the easiest way, but I say phone, text, email, phone calls, all the above work.
It's so great. Phone. Just give him a call. All right, this is the end of Power Up Talk Show. I just want everyone to go out there and just call someone. Make that phone call, make that connection, and just rebond with someone again. Maybe someone from 10 years ago. Because relationships never go away. We just ignore them. So go make a relationship, call a friend, and have a great day.
Love that.
Thank you.